not responsible for any losses you may accrue for having weak hands. Where the haters at? Yeah, bitches still ain't showed up. And now, right, we got Hex, flawless uptime. People thought this was a joke. Now they're mad at the chart. It's lullaby music, really, right? It's hard to believe that something like this exists. I get it, but you just gotta come to terms with reality. It just exists. Nothing we can do about it. Buy a steak and chill, baby. Shout out to Marketable Thoughts. You can't get this kind of shit for free anywhere else. It's very important to understand that. And we're handing it out. People thought this was a joke. Now they're mad at the chart. So much luck, once again, because the facts don't give a fuck. Peace. Sunday to all. Hope everybody's had an outstanding weekend. Every day should be as good as every day. And I guess what I mean with that is that it shouldn't matter if it's the weekend or not. But people like to look at life that way. Anyway, shout out to y'all for putting up with my little time delay. Had to set it back a little bit, but we're all good. We're all here, and we're ready to get it popping. Now, I don't know if you guys been keeping up with everything that's going on, man, but it's 100 miles an hour. Things are getting crazier. Things are going to continue to get crazier. I hope you guys are ready for any and everything, because I really can't call it at this point. We're just going to go over everything that's making public, I guess, the public realm. There's a lot of stuff going on that, of course, is not public, and, of course, can't be talked about for that reason. But one thing that I do want to talk about is how there have basically been no bank failures this year outside of, I think, one or two. 2024, right? No, I think there's only been like one this year. And all in all, it's been literally negligible. And any other bank failures that have happened, you probably haven't even heard about because they've been that small. Here's the thing. That's not actually a good thing, because what that means is that they're just kicking some other can down the road. We know what's happened over the past 15 years with the zero interest rate policy and the positions that institutions have taken on the back of, what do you call it? U.S. Treasuries, right? Now rates are going back down again. So it's looking like they're about to be supported. And by they, I mean the banks are going to be supported by the idea that interest rates are going to get cut for the foreseeable future. So perhaps that might be why we haven't seen state regulators start shutting banks down and whatnot. I don't know. In the U.S., it's a very interesting scenario at this point in time, given what we know about banks and how they operate, right? Because the interesting thing is that you hear all the time all these execs stating how, the banks are better than ever, blah, 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 as far as their financial status is concerned. But when you look beneath the hood of the economy, That's just not true. So let's just get into the news. Let's get it cracking, and let's try to keep this one under an hour. Not sure if that's gonna happen because I also have some videos to show you guys. But there's some freaking kid outside that's just wailing. It's really fucking annoying when people don't control their kids. Motherfuckers better show some damn respect. The fuck? I mean, I live high up. I should not be hearing this damn kid. It's ridiculous. Can you guys see this? All right, here we go. Hold on, guys. Goods. Come on. Let me know if you guys can hear me because I see somebody talking about no audio, but it might have been because I stepped away for a little bit. Damn, is this thing not working again? All right. Well, I know you guys can finally see the screen, but let me know if you guys can hear me. All right. So this is the latest set of headlines, basically. Oh boy, what is up, man? StreamYard is a real freaking. What is up with StreamYard? It was never like this. Yeah, my RAM is being used up like fucking crazy. What is this shit? Firefox, Google Chrome, taking turns. Too many browsers, apparently. I disagree. But computer is drowning. So, and this. And let's close this down. And let's close that down. Alrighty. I should provide some sufficient cover to be able to get this stream done. But clearly, I got to do some reconfiguring in this machine. It's clearly too clogged up to keep using like this. So we'll get back to it. But that should take care of that problem. Alrighty. Thanks for letting me know you guys can hear me. All right. So check this out. I seen this along the way today. Over 700 deep staters joined Dick Cheney, of all people, Iran, and the IRS on endorsing everybody's favorite candidate. I mean, this shit is comical. It's comical. And by 700 deep staters, it just means people in the intelligence community that are, oh, well, here you go, high ranking national security officials. These are the same people that told you to go fuck yourself in 2020. FYI, in case you don't know exactly who they're talking about. So while back in the day when we were young, what in the fuck? Okay. I'm trying to F5 this bad boy. So while we were young, or when we were young, there was some type of distinction between one party and another. And the sad fact of the matter is that that's all lost. That's old news. It's just the world against one dude. That's what we have now. So, what good is that? Literally. What good is that when the internet doesn't want to work? Come on, man. Jesus Christ. I don't know what is up with my joint. This literally happens when I'm using StreamYard. This does not happen at any other point in time. It is comical. And I shut everything down and it just runs amok. Let's close this. There's literally nothing else I can do. This should not be happening. Feely failed to load. Yeah, it's because my internet is weak. I don't understand why. Give me a second, guys. I cannot for the life of me understand why this starts happening when I start streaming. Computer is literally fine every other point in time throughout the day. Close that, close this, close that, close this, close that. Close that. I got that store somewhere. And close that. All right. Let's see. Try this shite again. I mean, everything just stops working every time I turn on StreamYard. This is insane. Computer's been literally sitting here all night, chilling. All of a sudden, it stops working. I don't think that's a coincidence. Come on, man. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't really understand what's going on. Because anywhere else, my internet works just fine. Not on the desktop, though. And not when I'm running StreamYard. I literally do not understand. I know I'll close StreamYard and it'll be like everything was working fine. This is really fucked. Let's try something. Let's see if this thing wants to open up elsewhere. We're already hitting 15 minutes and I haven't even been able to do anything. And this damn news source is really not loading up for me. I never have this problem. Let's see if we'll just take a shortcut today. Assuming the internet wants to freaking work. I think it's a Chrome problem, honestly. old. All right, let me, I guess, do a shortcut. I'm back. Uh, 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 Apparently, it was a Chrome problem because I was working on Firefox. So, actually, let me just to let's see if it might be working for me. Let's see. Well, a couple seconds. Charts are working, it seems. Oh, all right. I guess this crap isn't gonna work. Yep. What shortcut it is. Alrighty, I'm gonna share my screen now. I think. Damn it. Hold on, guys, because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Shares. Where the fuck is stop? Hold on, guys. I gotta refresh the page because something happened and just stopped working. Oh man, this is. Let's see. I got a screen too. Yep. Okay. Would be great if you just worked properly, man. Show a free screen. Oh wow. Let me know if you guys can see the screen. To me, it shows us in this lifetime. I haven't really tried to stream live on Rumble and on X. I think you have to be subscribed. I think you got to pay to be able to do that. I don't really know, but it's not obvious if you can actually stream on X or not. It's not obvious at all. So check this out. We're in the order that I wanted to, but it is perfectly fine. The biggest wild card in the presidential election, just days left until a crippling port strike paralyzes the East Coast. Now, if you think prices are high, wait until that happens. Not going to be cool. Hartnett, how to tell if the Fed's jumbo rate cut blew up in his face? Personally, I think it will. It's going to take some time for it to pan out. We'll go into that when the charts play out. When we get the charts, let me know if you guys lose any visibility on your side because I'm losing it on mine. I don't know if it's stream or me. All right. So, let's think about it for a second. About last time when I did that useless to stream. Um, you know, why would they Negative screen loading. I don't even know what that means. And I'm afraid to even do anything extra. Oh, gotcha. Their actions. So if everything is all static, everything is good, nothing is bad, it's literally basically no reason for them to cut 2 basis points. Should have been a regular quarter basis point cut. But because things are in fact dire, and they do in fact finally see what everybody else sees, they had to do 50 basis point cuts. That's ultimately what that means. 75 basis points not to not cause a straight cater. What I mean is for the price to go straight down. So somehow, oh, check this out. And this is it. Let's talk about this for a second. I was talking about, you know, talking about how back in the early 2000s, the 9/11 era, distinction between both parties. There was no confusion at all. Even in God damn it. Just so you guys know, it's confirmed that majority of sirens that you hear are useless. It's definitely been confirmed. I was talking with a family member about today, and they let me know, like, yeah, man, that's one thing probably that I hadn't looked into really, and they confirmed that it is in fact well known that the majority of siren sounds, especially when they happen in the middle of the night. I've told you guys about that before. Why the fuck? Um, yeah, they're just to literally drive people insane. That's why majority of people live in cities. All right, back to the story. Back in the day, very visibly obvious the difference between Democrats, Republicans, whoever else existed. And over time, lines have become so blurry that now you literally have Republicans and it's impossible that happens in the world without discussing politics. And I don't mean the one you're getting on your screen right now, but on the StreamYard side, I'm getting a little pop up. So it's definitely StreamYard. StreamYard is a freaking problem. It is not cool at all. I have to figure this shit out because it literally my internet is perfectly fine any other time, and I do some pretty extensive stuff. So I don't really understand what's special about StreamYard. I really I guess it's because I'm continuous because I don't know what you guys are hearing. So I don't know at all what I can or can't do. Let me unplug. No screen now. Great. Let me reshare the screen then. All right, let me know if you guys can see the screen and let me know if you can hear me. Boy, 30 minutes in, we really haven't covered anything. This is really annoying. And I'm not going to be able to stream at all really this week, so really ridiculous. Should have probably done this on my damn iPad. Probably wouldn't have these freaking issues. As stupid as that sounds. So, any dice on the screen, and can you guys hear me? Um, but I guess I'll just continue rambling. So, this guy here is a Republican. This Republican is doing stuff that literally augments the Democrats' position. Now, what is that? Well, some people are trying to pass something called the SAVE Act. Let's hear a little bit about what they're talking about. House Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican from Louisiana, on Sunday unveiled a 90-day band-aid to avoid yet another government shutdown, which fails to include the SAVE Act, which would have required proof of citizenship at the time of voter registration, despite Donald Trump calling on congressional Republicans not to pass a spending plan without, quote, every ounce, end quote, of the proposal. So this is literally the gist of the political side of it. Let's think about this for 1 second. You, as an American born individual, just like myself, cannot do anything without ID, without some representation that you are, in fact, some type of person that belongs here. But for some ungodforsaken reason, when it comes to the joke that is voting, you don't need to provide any evidence that you are, in fact, even a human fucking being. Something to think about. Apparently, Apple A16 chips are now made in America. Who would have guessed? Apparently, whatever the Arizona project is proceeding as planned with good progress. I guess I didn't know what proceeding means. I don't know. I found that kind of like a weird statement. But we're trying to get it to open up. We'll see if this thing wants to load. I guess this is for today. Yeah. Today's the 22nd already. Wow. Time is flying, man. Morgan Stanley for credit spreads. A big if. Loomis large. All right. Bad boy is loading. Now, this is interesting, right? Because everybody's crying about these damn tariffs and they clearly don't know how the hell they work. Fact, not fiction. Taiwan based independent journalist Tim Copen revealed that Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company's plant in Arizona has produced the first batch of Apple A16 chips using the 4 nanometer process used to make the same chips at TSMC's Taiwan factories. Now, I'm all about expanding the American economy and employing Americans. However, I find it rather peculiar that a Taiwanese company had to do it. Let's keep reading. The volume of the new A16 chips, first introduced with the iPhone 14 Pro a couple years ago, will, quote, ramp up considerably When the second stage of the phase one fab is completed and production is underway, putting the Arizona project back on track to hit its target for production in the first half of 2025. End quote, is what Mr. Copeland said. Citing sources familiar with the situation. Love it when they throw that in there. In our view, and this is the Tyler Durden folk, it is notable that Apple has enough confidence in TSMC's new Arizona chip factory that it's willing to bet on new advanced mobile processors being the first iPhone as far as it goes. It existing, but it was just designed in the United States. It was never ever manufactured here. Maybe a prototype might have been made here or something. Some prototypes. But reality is that nah, they're not made here. They're not made here. So the fact that anything is being made here for Apple at all is pretty significant. As and southwestern part of the U.S. It's unclear what Apple devices the new Arizona-made A16 chips will be installed in. This could be the latest iPad model or the next generation iPhone SE. I don't think they even make that anymore. Anyways, that's what's going on there. It's pretty cool, exciting stuff. Even though it's not necessarily an American company, it is providing for the American economy. So stimulating the economy. uh, Credit spreads. This is pretty important. We've been talking about spreads for a long time, in different ways, and that hasn't changed. The fact that bonds are down right now means nothing. They will find a bid because rates got cut. People sold bonds is pretty interesting, because this is all really temporary, right? When we look at the U.S. Fed funds rate, what's happening? Well, not much. It's 1 3/4, right? So it really didn't do much of anything, which is crazy when you really think about it. Given where it was, I mean, it really hasn't gone anywhere, and that's kind of the thing. They're acting like they have, so it's important to understand. Important to understand because basically this is just getting started. Um, and that's why you can't really buy into exactly what's happening right now. This move has a long way to go. When we zoom out, let's go to just 21 days per candle. Oh, I guess it's gonna take forever. Oh, this is a premium article. Interesting. I don't pay for your stuff. Sorry, guy. But long story short, let's think about what's happened over the past 15 years because it's extremely relevant forever. Because that's what's exactly crippled the economy precisely. And thank you for the super chat. We will get to your question, brother. Thank you for the super chat. What dollar price for gold do you think is fatal for U.S. dollar? Interesting question. Um, I'm gonna tell you that already happened 10 years ago. The dollar's been dead. It's just a simple matter of fact that the average person has no understanding that they're not trading your real money. They don't understand that Uno cards probably contain better value than the US dollar because at least people want to fucking play Uno. Nobody really wants to play with paper. answer to that is they already have realized that they're fucked. The cost of an ounce of gold at one point was $1,000, which was equivalent to about $30 a gram or something like that. Let's figure it out real quick. Let's see if we got the 21 days on the Fed funds rate. Here we go. So we're right about where we were January 2008. Think about that. Nothing bad's even happened yet, and we're already down here. This is the thing I don't think people really understand. People don't really grasp what the hell is actually going on. They're just operating based on the status quo. And that's exactly the freaking problem. You cannot do the status quo. Status quo is not doing you or anybody that thinks they're trying to understand what's going on any favors, because there is no status quo anymore. We've gone over the we've gone over the uh how the value of the dollar has become. It's a joke. And everybody's realizing it, just not really, right? So when people start making, I mean, it's a thing that's a few years old now. People making TikToks about complaining the value that they're getting from the money just for buying goods and services. They're not getting what they used to get. They're just not. And here, this is the point in time I'm talking about. The price went as low as $1,045 per this futures chart. Um, and now it's 1.5 times greater than that. So I don't know when you think it's supposed to happen, but in my opinion, it's already happened. And in reality, it happened back in 2008 because of real estate. That's it. Everybody else is buying stocks and sucking wind. That's pretty much it. Because what happened? Well, when you click on a stock chart, any stock chart, what does it look like? It looks like that. It looks like the chart of gold, almost. Not quite, but almost. Right? But it's important to remember that the interest rate game or scene has changed significantly. Throughout all of this time, you had interest rates essentially being zero, right? And that's going to play a big role forever. Like that is going to be the literal pivot point for everything moving forward. And I'm sad to say you guys are going to get tired of hearing me talking about it, because how could you not talk about 9/11, right? It's the same thing. 2008 was the financial 9/11. Significantly worse because the ramifications have been far and wide reaching. 2008 was like 2000 and 9/11 plus Pearl Harbor, because those tragedies really were finite in the sense that they were catalysts. This was accelerant. 2008 was an accelerant. And I've tried to explain this to numerous people before, but I think I'm just one of those people that's so far into the weeds with this, be understood, unfortunately. And it's not for a lack of imagination on other people's part. Everybody isn't going to understand Einstein and fucking that they were in Geneva or Austria having their little fucking meetings that they be having. Um, let's see. Sustained outperformance for tech will feel like a pain trade for the trading community. Sustained outperformance of tech. Yeah, yeah. When you look at these charts, man, they don't really look toppy. Like, and this is the thing that I think is gonna fuck people up the most, and we've talked about it before. I don't know what's gonna happen if Trump wins. You know, quote in quotes, right? Because it's all the same. But I do know what's gonna happen if things stay the same, and that's what it means if Harris wins, or quote unquote wins. Um, and it's going to be hard for people to wrap their head around the stock market to go straight up while the economy and everything else around them goes straight down, because they're not understanding the transition that's happening in the economy. And the thing about it is that economic transitions are hard to see coming, because that's the worst thing you can do about in life, because that means you stop learning. Why are you here? Why are you watching these streams? You know, what's your objective? What's your goals? Why do you want to be involved with observing and obtaining this kind of information? There's got to be a reason to the madness, right? So you need to figure that out. You need to sit yourself down and achieve these goals that you're trying to achieve. How good is your life going to be if you don't put yourself in a position to just win? That's something you control. It's not something anybody else controls. It's a weird thing. All right, let's keep doing this. Professional selling to amateurs. Somewhat concerning real estate development. I don't get this, but this is interesting. So the reason I like using that instead of waiting for this thing to load into another page. So we're gonna see if this thing decides to work with us. I don't think it's gonna, but the market is momentum, and I think it's gonna keep trading higher. When we look at the daily, oof, beast mode. You for the market to pull back to 16.5, retest, and go bye bye. But is it plausible that it's going to happen? I don't know. We'll see what happens with volume. We'll see what happens. We're looking at 13 days per candle now. So every data print is an amalgamation of 13 days of activity, right? When we're looking at the momentum here, it's rolling over some over the past month and new high, and it was not able to get there. And this, I don't think so, because I know we're in new highs right now. So based on what I understand about price and more and particles moving through time, there's no way this bull market is just ending now, right? And when we look at this, we're talking about 13 bars per candle, right? We had an engulfing candle here, meaning that this market should in fact roll over from here on out. It really, really should. But what's the guarantee that that's going to happen? Well, we have a couple things that could cause it to go down, but we have a couple things that are showing that support is in its favor at the moment. Right. So let's zoom in because again, we're looking at 13 candles, right? And we're just going all over. And you see this thing just doesn't want to work. Oh, another premium article. Great. You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. All right. Hollywood horror. Oh, have you guys heard about this? The caption is Diddy was here. Oh my god. Yeah, I heard about this yesterday, and truth be told, when I heard about it, it didn't even look like this. So this happened in I guess the past few months. Because again, this isn't news. They might not be the time. You know what? We'll not do that this time. We'll save that for next time when I got my internet stuff figured out. Nope, no thank you. Because then you're gonna take forever to just load here and I gotta go do some other stuff. All right. So this is early 90s. All right, early 90s interest rates were comfortable at well, they were puking all the way down to 3%. Yep. But before that, as everyone knows, they were above 7% comfortably, comfortably for a long time. So specifically the 70s and 80s. And this is the overnight cash rate. So the actual markets that people were paying in, they were significantly higher because this is what's considered the risk-free rate. Now, we've talked about ratios before, and something you guys, in order to really wrap your head around markets and why they can go up forever, is as follows. This is really how people, because it's people that make up the price action, in the markets. So there's this thing called discounted cash flow model. And long story short, it takes numbers and spits out a value. Now, there's this one specific facet of this process that is critical to the valuation that you get out of that model. And it happens to be called the discount rate. And long story short, the higher the discount rate, the lower the valuation you are going to get from that model in regards to that stock. But the idea, of course, is that you use a realistic discount rate with respect to that stock, because every discount rate for that stock is not going to be the same. Every stock contains things, assuming they're all different. So it's not doing. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Let me know if you guys see the screen. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can't hear me. Okay, well that's great. Let me know if, man, this just sucks, man. I really think stream is just really failing me. Getting good. screen. Let me know if you can hear me. Um, but it's 8,000 square feet, and it's a huge house. Apparently, it's very cool, according to the neighbors that live nearby. Um, Maybe from the movie or a video there, excuse me. Um, Now it's just become an eyesore, I guess, for whoever doesn't agree. But the squad have taken over. The quality of the stream, I guess I'll leave it up for whoever wants to see it. But it's trash, really. So I'm not sure who would want to see it. But I'll leave it up because we do stuff. But thank you guys again. And thanks again for this chat to the gentleman that that up. Appreciate it. Um, but yeah, you guys have a good Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, given the current scenario of my computer. Um, I am getting a new one actually, but it won't be tomorrow. I'm gonna be busy pretty much all the road, so not sure when I'm gonna be in. Um, I will be back. We'll be back. We'll be back with the goods, as you guys know. So thank you for your patience, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.